What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Real NBA video. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about the Chicago Bulls 4th overall pick selection, Patrick Williams, and what he can do in the NBA. So Patrick Williams, he was selected with the 4th overall pick, and there's a lot of mixed opinions in the Bulls fan base. It was kind of a reach by the Bulls, I'm going to be honest. The 4th overall pick, Patrick Williams, I mean, he did do good in the pre-draft, like workouts or whatever. So his draft stock was rising. So he was impressing a lot of teams. And there were reports that maybe the Pistons would have selected him with the 6th overall pick, I think it was. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. Obviously, we'll never know if they would have selected him if Patrick Williams was still there. But I still think the 4th overall pick might have been a reach. Now, all of this, obviously, I'm not too sure about because the last time I studied the NBA draft was like July, August, and Patrick Williams was anywhere near the lottery back then. Maybe he was at the end of the lottery or just outside the lottery, but back then when I was studying the draft, he was nowhere near my radar for the Bulls' 4th overall pick, which is obviously concerning, but he supposedly did good in the pre-draft, so obviously this is crazy. So obviously he could still become a good player. And a lot of people are going crazy about him only averaging 9 points. But obviously the Bulls selecting Patrick Williams with the 4th pick, they're taking a risk pretty much. Karnisovas, he has taken risks before, but like this is a huge risk. Like a really huge risk because there is a good chance that he might become a good player. He has all of the intangibles. And he has a lot of athleticism. He's really athletic. He can play defense. He can become a good scorer. And him only averaging 9 points and coming off the bench, that is concerning at first glance. But obviously there's been like scenarios in the past where certain players have gotten drafted while only being a starter for 1 or 2 games, or not even being a starter at all. Like, I'm pretty sure Devin Booker wasn't even a starter before he got drafted. My Snapchat going crazy, but so that's cool. Like, that's a good thing to see if you are a Bulls fan. Devin Booker, he wasn't even a starter before he got drafted. And then also Zach LaVine, I'm pretty sure he only started 1 game in college before he got drafted by the T-Wolves, number 13 overall. So that's also a really good thing to see. So maybe the same thing will happen with Patrick Williams on the Bulls. Maybe he can do the same thing. Maybe he can become a good player. So he shot 31% from 3 in college. That's decently good. Obviously the college 3-point line is shorter and all that stuff, but 31%, that's pretty decent. I think he can improve on that, and I think that he can be a good fit with the Bulls. The Bulls right now, Otto Porter Jr., he's making a lot of money. He might not be with the Bulls long term. And he's also, because he's injury prone as well. Hutchison, he's also injury prone, and he might not be with the Bulls that long. So the small forward position does, look pretty bad for the Bulls, looking into the future. And if Williams can, fill that role that Otto Porter has, that can be good. And I have seen that Williams can also play the power forward position. Now we already have the power forward, locked down with Lauri Markkanen, but if he can play the power forward position, then there can be a lot of different lineups throughout the game that will work. Because if he can get a consistent jump shot and a consistent 3-point shot, then he will be very useful, obviously. Because he's already proven that he can be a good, slasher, a good attacker, a good, presence in the fast break, a good player when it comes to attacking the rim and all that stuff. He could catch lobs and all that stuff. So that's already been proven. He's athletic. And what else has been proven is that he's a pretty good defensive player, and he can become a really good perimeter defender in the NBA. The only concern is his 3-point shot and his scoring ability, his consistent scoring ability. So if he can become at least decent in the NBA at those things, he will become a useful player. We do have a coaching staff that will improve him and will give him time to improve. So that's a really good sign for Bulls fans. Hopefully, Patrick Williams can become a good player for the Bulls. Obviously, I'm a Bulls fan, and I'll stick by the Bulls side, rooting for every player, no matter what. And I think he can become good. Although I'm gonna be honest, I do think they might have reached at the number 4 spot. But if he can become good, then I'll take all that back and say that the Bulls didn't reach, obviously, because he would have proved me wrong. But it's gonna definitely take a lot of time. So, and the Bulls do have a lot of time. They're definitely not gonna be championship contenders within the next 2-3 years. Maybe in like 4 or 5 years they'll be contenders, but in 2-3 years they're not gonna really be championship contenders, and that gives time for this player to improve. And the Bulls team is looking really young. The Bulls team, it can improve. Obviously last year they had Jim Boylen, and now with the new coaching staff and the new front office, this team is bound to become at least slightly better. But that's really going to be all for the video. That's all I really had to talk about. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.